N'Golo Kante linked with shock move to Arsenal in there for you. We are talking two signings of Arsenal. One of them really came in and really hit the ground running, and he really made history at Arsenal in there for you. And that is way back in history, that all today in history that you're really going to come in here and talk about in there for you. Now we are talking N'Golo Kante, we are talking Pablo Mari, and very many other stories injected into this. You're going to be having a very lengthy talk about N'Golo Kante to Arsenal in there for you. Daily Star coming out and breaking the story. Fabrizio Romano has come out and really said something that is not completely ruling out this deal, that Arsenal is interested in the player in there for you, and all that and more into this story. Smash the like button, comment and share, and if at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to go into the lower right bottom corner, smash the subscription button. After smashing it, hit the notification bell that will enable you get notified each and every time I upload a video onto this channel. And don't forget to like this video. Let's smash close to 100 likes onto this video and see how things are really going to go on and move for this video. The more you like the video, the more it really moves and more people are really going to watch it in there for you. Let's go Arsenal onto this channel. Remember, our first video has been Raheem Sterling undergoing his medical at a side which goes by the name of Cobham in London, that is Chelsea. He's going to be the first signing of Thomas Tuchel. You get? He's going to be the first signing of Thomas Tuchel in the summer. You know very well that they've lost very many players and they've brought in Raheem Sterling from Man City at the same price that Arsenal really got in a player who goes by the names of Gabriel Jesus from a side which goes by the names of Man City. Therefore, you now, via AFC staff, they've told us that on this day in 2018, those are six years ago, Arsenal completed the signing of Uruguayan midfielder Lucas Torreira from Sampdoria for a £26.5 million fee in there for you. And as it stands right now, Arsenal want to sell this player to Juventus at close to £10 million in there for you. That is really the update in there for you. That is today in history. And secondly, who arrived 6 years back? These are not even 6 years back. 2014 to now, they are 8 years back on this day. Arsenal completed the signing of Chilean forward Alexis Sanchez from Barcelona for £35 million and sold him to Manchester United. They are given £20 million plus a player who goes by the name of Henrik Mkhitaryan in there for you. So those are the two players that really signed for Arsenal on this day. One 6 years back, that is Lucas Torreira, and the other 8 years back, that is Alexis Sanchez in there for you, who went ahead to really become one of the players at Arsenal who really made marquee statements and came in at Manchester United and he flopped and later went to Inter Milan where he's playing right about now in there for you. So those are the players we had today in history on this channel about Arsenal and when they signed and when they left a side which goes by the names of Arsenal in there for you. So we go to a side which goes by the names of Gianmarco Roberts in there for you. They are really one of those in Italy. They went ahead to tell us that AC Milan, Fiorentina and Hellas Verona have all again inquired about Pablo Mari. Possible that his future lies in Italy after his loan stint at Udinese in there for you. Alright, Pablo Mari is being linked to very many Italy clubs in there for you. AC Milan, obviously, we are seeing a player who goes by the names of Fiorentina, then Verona in there for you. And remember, he was at Udinese, but I'm surprised why Udinese is not in for him, because Arsenal really requesting for, is it £5 million only for the player? Because they got him at £1 million from Brazil, so they really believe that when you sell him 5 and you got him at 1, you are making a profit of like £4 million in there for you. So teams in Italy are consulting Arsenal and they want to get in a player who goes by the names of Pablo Mari because of the good services. He went ahead to give a side which goes by the names of Udinese in there for you. Pablo Mari came in at Arsenal and was brought in by Edu Gospa. He was one of his signings in there for you, and he is now one of those that is really needed in a side which goes by the names of Italy in there for you. He's 28 years of age. When you look, he's 1.9 meters tall. He played into that game of Arsenal where they beat a side which goes by names of Nuremberg by how many goals? By 5 goals to 3 in there for you. And he played 15 matches for Udinese and scored 2 goals. That is Pablo Mari, and he really put up a very good resistance against the teams he faced while playing into the back in the central defense of Udinese in there for you. So we leave that story at that, and then let's get into the story of N'Golo Kante that is shocking everyone around the world. Arsenal are considering a shock approach for Chelsea midfielder N'Golo Kante. He has just He has just 12 months remaining on his current blue deal, is one of the club's top earners, and suffered a series of injuries, setbacks last time. Yeah, he was so much injured in there for you. Something that I'm going to ask myself later about this deal of Arsenal in there for you. Why they're really going in for him. Are they really adding salt to an insult because they're having Thomas Partey, who is an injury-prone player? You bring in Kante, injury-prone. So, do you know when these two or any of these will get injured in there for you? And it looks like Arsenal are really searching for a CDM in there for you, because we've seen them being linked to Benanka, Yuri Tielemans, Milinkovic-Savic, and very many other players who play in the central midfield area in there for you. Let me first read this and really come back to it. Mikel Arteta wants more world-class defensive talent in his midfield ranks as he looks to improve on Arsenal's 5th place finish last term. And with Kante's contract running down, Arsenal are ready to sound out whether Chelsea will cash in now. It's via Daily Sport in there for you. So, if I'm ready to add these two stories together, one, obviously Arsenal need a central defensive midfielder to come in and really share that role with Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey is having his issues, but I've read the story that he's really going to go with Arsenal in America. That's what I've heard. That Odegaard, Bukayo Saka, Ramsdale, Thomas Partey, which other player is joining them? They're like 6-7 players of Arsenal that are really going to join them. Tomiyasu is also going to join them. 6-7 players of Arsenal that are really joining them on tour to Florida. Now, when you look at all this going around Arsenal, it shows you that Mikel Arteta is really looking for a central defensive midfielder to really give his back four some good protection. If Arsenal manage to keep 13 clean sheets in the Premier League when they're not having really quite a good cover, how will it be when they're really having a very good central defensive midfielder playing in front of them? Because that cover is so much essential. That's why you saw it that when Arsenal playing with Thomas Partey in the midfield, they're a different team altogether, because he does the box-to-box role and he covers the back four very, very, very well. But Mikel Arteta is so much worried about Thomas Partey being an injury-prone player. At least in a season, he will get injured like 3 or 4 times. So he really believes that he needs a central defensive midfielder. But when you need a central defensive midfielder, you don't go in for someone who is also injured, because you have to bring in a person who is proven and he's not really so much injury prone. When you look at N'Golo Kante, he played 26 Premier League games for a side which goes by names of Chelsea in there for you, and played, were they 6 for Chelsea? In the Champions League, he played 6. He scored 2 goals with 4 assists in there for you. All right. If you really believe that N'Golo Kante coming in and playing 26 games for Arsenal is okay, then the manager can get him in. But my worry has always been onto his injuries. What if he really gets injured with Thomas Partey at the same time? His age is also a question. I'm starting to talk about the negative side, but there's a positive side. The negative side is what I'm talking about. Injury-prone player coming in at Arsenal and being targeted. Secondly, what have I been talking about? I'm talking about him being injury-prone. Secondly, his age at 31. If at 31 he's really getting those injuries, do you think when he comes in at Arsenal he's going to improve? How are you going to use him? Are you going to use him sparingly in the midfield? I don't know in there for you. But N'Golo Kante is a player who comes in and will demand first-team football in your team. And he increases pressure on your bench each and every time he's on your bench. When Thomas Partey or Granit Xhaka or Lokonga is on the field of play, really does the negatives, then it raises pressure. These people on the media covering the game will go ahead and really get the cameras and turn them to N'Golo Kante on bench, so it increases pressure in there for you. So another learning bit is all about Lokonga. Where does this leave Lokonga if at all Arsenal are really having concrete interest in a player who goes by the names of N'Golo Kante? Is he going to come in and really play into that midfield with N'Golo Kante sometimes, or they're really trying to bring in an experienced player who is really going to spend some 2 years at Arsenal, then Lokonga comes in later? So lots of questions to be answered in there for the negative in there for you. But positively, one, he brings in experience at Arsenal. I gave you a story yesterday when Enlin was saying that Arsenal are really working to win a Premier League title. A Premier League title is what Arsenal is targeting for. That was El Nini, because he said we brought in a centre half a center forward who is really good at winning trophies and scoring in goals. So we are really going to go in not for the fourth position or Champions League places, but we are going to compete for the trophy. Right mentality from El Nini, because any player playing at Manchester United, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, you get, his mentality should be winning the titles. That should be the mentality when you're playing at those teams. Even Man City, that should be the mentality. You come here to win trophies. So good mentality for El Nini. And if at all they bring in N'Golo Kante, they add more experience to the little they've got, because at Arsenal, experience is minimal. It's minimal, that's it. Do they have an experienced player? I think Gabriel Jesus comes in at Arsenal and is the most experienced player and most decorated player. And secondly, they get in another decorated player. I really believe that at the side which goes by names of Chelsea, N'Golo Kante has won Premier League trophies. He has won an FA Cup. He has won the Champions League. He has won a UEFA Europa League. I think he joined Chelsea in 2016. So they've won, since 2016, they've won a Champions League. They've won FA Cup. They've gone ahead to win a Champions League, Premier League, FIFA World Cup. So his addition to me is not bad, provided he's not going to be that player that Mikel Arteta is relying himself on. But him crossing from crossing from Chelsea to a side which goes by the names of Arsenal is the problem, because from London to London, it's not always good news in there for you. So we wait and see whether Arsenal can cash in for N'Golo Kante, and it's going to be a very cheap player because he's 31, left with one contract, and I don't believe that they're going to really release him early enough, and not until they really get in a player who's really going to come in and replace him. Obviously, they might go in for Declan Rice, it's said. You get, but they have a Kovacic, they have a Jorginho, so they need another player to add onto that midfield to come in and really make it strong at the side which goes by names of Arsenal in there for you. Daily Star continue to tell us that N'Golo Kante, 31, is hugely experienced campaigner with over 400 professional appearances to his name. He won Premier League titles with Chelsea in 2017 and in Leicester in 2016. So he's a born winner. He even won the World Cup with France. The winning mentality at Arsenal needs to be rebuilt and reset in there for you. And the coming in of N'Golo Kante will be really so much good and integral to this team and building the confidence into that midfield. And I think Mikel Arteta can really get him into the perfect positioning of his team, because nowadays N'Golo Kante wants to be a box-to-box player. Yet I will believe that it's good for him to do his dunk work around the central defense, at the center half there for you, and most especially when he's leading a counter. Sometimes he's really good at driving that ball in long distances, but with him knocking his early 30s or in his early third decade, I believe he should really cut the distance he travels as a midfielder and let him be more of a Makelele. He wins that ball and then passes it to Odegaard or Fabio Vieira or any other player of Arsenal in there for you, because he needs to reserve energy. He's really a very hardworking player, and I think it really affects him, though he doesn't know, because of his age. Way back when he was still young and having the engine, at 25 when he came in at Leicester City, performed very well and Chelsea took him. He could really do that game in, game out. But with the series of injuries that N'Golo Kante has started to suffer, he needs to go on and cut the distances he travels. He should be calculative. You get, he's aged, but he needs to be calculative in there for you. But I think it's going to be a perfect signing for Arsenal in there for you. You bring in experience and you bring in what you call the winning mentality into the team in there for you. And a mentality of really having a fear factor in your team. When your team is being great, Thomas Partey, N'Golo Kante, Odegaard, midfield three. That's a midfield that can really scare any team in the Premier League, even if it's Manchester United, Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham Hotspur, name it. It's really fierce. And he's a game winner, especially big game winner. I've seen N'Golo Kante, by the way, on big games, he raises up to the occasion than he does into the small game. So he's a player that you need, especially when you want really to announce your return onto the big boys table. I think N'Golo Kante wouldn't be a very bad signing for side which goes by the names of Arsenal. But remember, even Manchester United was so much linked to him, but that story died way back ago. So we wait and see whether N'Golo Kante to Arsenal will mature to the levels we expect it to come on through and mature to the levels in there for you. Daily Staff gone ahead to say that in Kante is currently at home and will miss out on Chelsea's tour of the US non-US citizens are not allowed into the country unless they are fully vaccinated, and it's understood that neither midfielders meet the entry requirement. So this is another big blow to a side which goes by names of Arsenal too, because even Arsenal are really going to spend the next 1 or 2 weeks in Florida. And N'Golo Kante, even if you sign him, he won't join you on pre-season. He won't join you because he doesn't want to be vaccinated. And if at all you are a non-citizen of the US, there is no way you go to US when you're not vaccinated against, I think, COVID-19 maybe, and very many others in there for you. But N'Golo Kante says, I'm not going to be vaccinated. So it's a big blow, because the main reason of the preseason is to see to it that the new signings you've brought in get to know and get a combination with the players you've already been having. Because Mikel Arteta knows his players has been already having Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, TNE, Partey, Ben White, Gabriel Magalhaes, Odegaard, Emily Smith-Rowe, Lokonga, Bukayo Saka, Martinelli, Gabriel. He knows them. He knows them very well. But he wants to really do wants to really get them together to know themselves more this preseason. So if at all there is the same hurdle of Kante not being with Chelsea in America, then I think even if Arsenal sign him right now, it won't be of much importance, because he will have to link with them when they will return from a side which goes by the names of America, because they're going to play in the Florida Cup against Chelsea in there for you, and very many other teams in there for you. So I think it's something that N'Golo Kante would love to come in at Arsenal, because it won't need him to go in and really change his home. Arsenal is in London, Chelsea is in London, so they won't be shifting in homes in there for you, and 100% believe that it's very much okay for N'Golo Kante to come in at Arsenal. But I think there is this that you need to know in there from Fabrizio Romano. It's not all that threatening in there for you. He has gone ahead to say that Arsenal have not submitted any proposal for Lille winger Edon Zagreva, and there are no negotiations ongoing to sign N'Golo Kante from Chelsea as things stand. So all this that I've been talking about, Fabrizio Romano has come out and watered them down. He has said no negotiations ongoing to sign N'Golo Kante from Chelsea as things stand. All right. If Fabrizio says that, I give him an ear which is open, because he is really a transfer journalist and he really misses out. So if he says so, who are we to say no? You get? If he says no, who are we to say no? So he has rubbished this, that there are no negotiations from Chelsea as things stand in there for you. But that does not kill an interest of Arsenal into this player who goes by names of N'Golo Kante. So you might find that Arsenal really planning in there for you to go on and really do the needful in there. And secondly, don't forget that we are told by Fabrizio Romano that Arsenal don't want to really get to know that they are really chasing after a certain player. They just want to come in and do this deal like that of Fabio Vieira. You get? So we might be here when Arsenal is trying to put out stories like those of N'Golo Kante, Milinkovic-Savic, Paqueta, yet they are really doing an underground movement that is really reaching them, or putting them to a player to sign immediately in the next 1 or 2 weeks. Because Mikel Arteta, after playing a team which goes by names of Nürnberg, he came out in his own words and confirmed that Arsenal needed more signings. They needed more signings. That's it. That Arsenal needed more signings. And he said they needed 7. They've so far brought in 4, 3 to go in there for you. Would N'Golo Kante be part of that? We don't know. And then Edon Zagreva, Fabrice has confirmed that there are negotiations and interest of Arsenal, but Arsenal have not submitted any proposal for real in there for you. You know, these things concerning the deals, you have to first put in a proposal, then a verbal bid. When it's accepted, then you officially put in the bid and it comes in through. If at all it's accepted, then the deal will go on and really get approved by the team in there for you. So guys, thank you for watching again. Feel free to go in the comment section. Tell me what you think about N'Golo Kante rumors that is coming to Chelsea, a shock move to Chelsea. Then we have Pablo Mari. Talk about Pablo Mari in there for you. Linked to Verona. He has been linked to AC Milan. and which other team, and Fiorentina in there for you. So that's what we had for you here on this channel. Smash the like button, comment and share. We've talked N'Golo Kante specifically because he's really one of those greatest midfielders I've seen in the Premier League since he really came in the Premier League in 2016 with a side which goes by names of Leicester City. I sign out for now. See you later. Rokani David onto Rokani Media Football with N'Golo Kante linked to his shock move to Arsenal. I'm out.